Hey.
All right, are we recording? We're recording. Hey, shout out to all of you. Welcome back, Secret House Against the World, Tokyo-based hip-hop conversations and those types of things. You guys can see on the screen right now some of the folks that we're affiliated with, that we rock with, that we love. We want you guys to go follow them and support them. All the links are in the bio, as well as the new link for our Discord server. Is that what they call it? Discord server? Yeah. Our Discord and the Patreon. If you want to get us some trade money, and then I'll put some of that money into buying albums like this one. But yeah, today we're here to talk about the fourth installment of a psychological cheat sheet, which is a collaborative project between Vic Spencer and producer August Fanon. 14 songs, 42 minutes. It came out last month, and I think August Fanon sent it to us.
He did send it to us, yes.
But I was going through it last month, and also we wanted to get on Jamil from the Sonic Cloth podcast, but we just decided to kind of do this one in a day or two. So rather than dealing with the logistics of time, I selfishly just scheduled this one. But shout out to Jamil. We'll get him on again soon. Hopefully, I'm gonna hit him up this week and see if maybe he wants to try to collaborate on the Quaranta and the Blockhead albums.
Okay,
maybe.
Word. Yeah.
But
he is also on our Discord, so come say hi.
Okay, word, bet. So like I said, this is the fourth installment. The first one started back in 2020, and it comes from rapper Vic Spencer, who is unbelievably prolific in his output. I think this is his fifth release of the year. Earlier, back in March or April, we discussed If George Bush Was Cool with our guy Scott Popular on the show that day, and that album's great. Again, for me, just to jump right into the album, because if you guys want to know how we know Vic, watch that other video. If you want to know how we know August Fanon, maybe did we ever talk about that? No.
I mean, it's
up. Been on he's Arm & Hammer and shit.
He was on I Told Bessie.
Yeah.
Paraffin. He's produced stuff with Chris Crack.
The Def C album, I talked about him on the Def C joint, because his project with Def C is one of, that's kind of the one where I started to feel like, oh, August Fanon is actually somebody I should pay attention to, and I feel like we pronounce Fanon wrong. Hit it with the French part.
Fanon.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
I can say Fanon though, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not sure if that's his real name or if that's just him hearkening back to the great Franz Fanon, the wretched of the earth, Marxist, black Marxist, anti-post-colonialist thinker. And with August, I started looking into his production. I had known him kind of loosely because I'm bad with producers when it comes to projects. A lot of times we don't get the CD. I don't look at the liner notes in the same way when it comes to the digital shit, right?
Which is where it's nice to have August Fanon as a front and center, primary artist on the album. This is Vic Spencer and August Fanon. This is not Vic Spencer prod August Fanon, which is nice. Because I think it's fair to say we're both fans.
Yeah, man. I enjoy him, his production tremendously, but also it's kind of important to me. I'm not really online I always feel like I'm kind of corny with that, but I don't be on Twitter like that, but when I do get on Twitter, I have him on my timeline, and all his reshares and all of the things that he's sharing with the world, and it's all in support of hip hop culture. It's all in support of post-colonial movements, anti-imperialist movements, anti-capitalist movements, leftist critiques of things that are seriously impeding people's lives in America, all around the world, our black African socialists, the global South and everything. And August is just an artist to me that he's one of those people that, I guess a lot of people will look to their artists and be like, this person has a lot of cool things to say about Black Lives Matter. But when I look to August, I see a really genuine, well-read, thoughtful individual, and that endears me to his art even more. And so I would say that August is one of my top producers right now. I think he's dope production wise. And to be quite honest, if I had the opportunity to have one producer is going to make like our intro jingle or some shit, you know who I want it to be? I want it to be August Fanon.
There you go.
Just because, not just because he's dope, but also because I rock with his politics 100%. You know, we're Marxists here. We're involved in a variety of Marxist things, and we've been reading for a long time. And a lot of the critiques that we have on this show are centered about kind of critical theory critiques. Vic Spencer doesn't necessarily lend himself to that lens so much, but I fucking love.
What if George
Vic
Bush was cool?
And what if that's the best album cover of the year? Like, you know, I love Vic Spencer, and he is just consistently one of the artists that I go to when I just want to, like, I'm not trying to like chill out with More Mother or Pink Seafood and just relax with, you know, with a branch or something. Vic Spencer is kind of like, yeah, let's put this on and you know, wash the dishes and be like, yeah, fuck all y'all, you cornballs and shit. Like, he puts me in my b-boy stance, man. And this album is just jam-packed with him over dope beats with dope flows. A lot of these, I got 13 O'Clock stuck in my head so much. I played that song so much. It's one of my one of my most played songs of the year. I fucking absolutely love that vocal sample flip and just reoccurring flip. And you know, he just says shit that I like. I'm not like, wow, that was deep. You know, Billy Woods is on some other shit. With him, he's like out of control. I'm still here on an egg roll. Like, yeah, bro, I'm fucking on an egg roll. Like, I like Vic Spence, man. What are your general thoughts on the album? Like, we kind of on the same page, yeah?
Yeah, I think we are on the same page. I will say that, like, I didn't listen to everything that came out this year, but same. I think something we highlighted a lot in the If George Bush Was Cool review is that sometimes you wish that Vic would, like, spend a bit more time on the album and just make the opus, like make the one. And maybe that's just not how he rocks. Like,
apparently not. Yeah.
He's just someone who has to just constantly be creating. And usually, you know, if he's released 5 albums this year, he's probably made 10. Yeah. Right. And he's cut it down to like, this is the stuff I want to release. This album, I think, is probably the most cohesive and, you know, album-like of the records that I've heard from Vic Spencer so far.
I feel that.
I think possibly because you have August Fanon tying it all together, there's a really interesting variety of beats and sounds and even subject matter on here. You know, even when he's just shit-talking, like, there's the sort of different angles that he comes at. But having August Fanon, like, you have like the more what you'd expect from Vic Spencer, kind of dustier, not exactly boom bap, but you know, or quote unquote post boom bap or whatever. But you know, you got your sample loops and stuff like that.
Unmistakably
hip hop, like on Raekwon Wine.
Fire.
But then you also have like on Hyper Sober, where it's like a little more ambient, more electronic, chord progression oriented. Like got some. You know, some keys on there, some synths on there. There's a bit of variety on offer, but it's still recognizably Vic Spencer August Fanon from start to finish. And I think it lends the album a cohesiveness that maybe I didn't feel from some of the other records.
Well, you know, like for me, with each successive project from them, the new one becomes my favorite of the mix. So if I had to rate the previous projects, it goes 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think that they're kind of the way that they're kind of curating each, like the beats that are chosen and the sequencing of the album just makes it feel tighter and tighter each time. It makes it feel more refined each time. And I do like, one of my favorite things about this album is that there is a strong variety of sounds, but they all kind of sound coherently a part of the, I mean, it's all August. He puts his seasoning on it, so it's got everything in there. And a lot of this is dope, man. Like there's just lines. Like I did say that he doesn't necessarily lend himself to like a deep critical lens, but he'll say some shit like protesting ain't the same as looting. Don't ever disrespect me or my movement. I'm rock with that. You know what I mean? Like that's really dope. Arguments with Outfits is, you know, like as a hip hop human being and something that like my ravenous consumption of things under, you know, the fucking the foot of capitalism. I've never been able to break out of like the poppy wardrobe shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a Gucci gang type of guy, but I still like a pair of Jordans. I still like a pair of sneakers. I still like to kind of keep them fresh. I still like to freak my style with, you know, the b-boy shit. And on that song, he's just talking about like, yo, my outfit is on my bed for the next day while I'm resting. And I'm like, yeah, like I still kind of be like, I'm gonna kill these fools when I put on this Doraemon sweater. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, like those type of things really tether. I might have said this on the last podcast. I mean, there's your bingo card. The last episode where we talked about Vince is like, I almost see him as kind of the like what I would call like street level rap
superhero, yeah.
But yeah, not in terms of like on the street, on the corner selling drugs or something. I mean like superhero shit. Like he's just the type of artist who is talking about your day-to-day things in the community. He's not projecting far into you know, the cosmos with his type of rhymes and braggadocio. He's not projecting far into the deeper issues that are happening in the world to any substantial degree. This is a dude that's on the rooftop of your city holding it down, still dope as fucking, still elevated over the other people who are just not quite there, that dope on that level. And for me, you know, I appreciate how he can say some shit that's like really dope, but also just like slightly doper than anybody else that says the shit, right?
Very, very good at it.
We ain't got a drug hose that we fuck. They gonna let us. I know the world's messed up. That's why I work hard to get them checks up. Like he says some shit that is just like, yeah, I fucking, you know, like I'm not with the cornball shit either. If I had a bird in the camera, I still wouldn't follow you, like Instagram and Twitter, you know, like, and it's also his self-deprecation is also kind of funny to me. On Prozac in the Dugout, which that beat is ill as fuck, a couple of movements and everything. He says, that's the reason I'm here. Maybe I'm crazy. I used to get called retard in the 80s. Like, you know, therapists asked me for feedback. That's how the sessions went. I just, there's so, every single track he's going to be saying some shit that is just like, hell yeah, that's fucking dope. Like he doesn't feel like an artist that you look up at him and like, wow, what, like, how does his mind work? He looks like he's like a dude like, yo, that's a real cat right there. That's, you know, like he's just dope at fucking doing what he does and so creative. I've, you know, like niggas flip more gang size than they flip a tassel. You know, my nigga copped an AR and cop a fifth of Remy in the same place. The world finna be the same way. Yeah, my soul feeling like a strong baby. Like, I fucking love Vic, man. Like, this album is just fucking good. What are wait, hold on.
Favorite tracks on that?
No, hold on. I may have another line or some shit.
Yeah.
I still act like I carry the karaoke machine in my JanSport. Fly in the sky, I'm too busy being hands-on. Like, chicks out here fucking up the whole nation. Oh, fucking the whole nation. Like, he's just funny to me. All right, I don't have any more lyrics. I'm not going to go in through any more lyrics. But, yeah, my favorites on this album, I'll go first. I really like that If Los Angeles Was a Person.
Yeah.
You know, the singing on that shit, the block so hot. Cold world. I love that shit. 13 O'Clock, like I said, is one of my favorite songs of the year, most likely. You know, we're going to make our top 10 list soon. This is November, so we're whittling it down. I like Brittany Murphy's Weed Stash. That shit's so dope, too. But maybe
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Or Daily Bread 6. Like, I like most all of these songs. See-Through Caskets. Fucking great.
Likewise, I like every track on this album. There's no skips on this for me. I'd probably go with Raekwon Wine, Hyper Sober, Prozac in the Dugout. Okay, that's my top 3. That beat switch on Prozac is stunning, and it's great because it's one of those beat switches where it's not like a complete change up. Yeah, you know, I don't know if there's like pitch shifted elements from each respective beat on the other one. But it's so cohesive, even though it's a pretty dramatic shift.
It's one of the longer songs on the album. It's one of the longer,
yeah.
It's a couple movements on there. It's like two, I think. Like that organ, and then the stabs, and then the beat switch. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
Maybe I'm crazy. I used to get called the retard in the 80s. Niggas rocking leotards under them tight ass outfits. My word is my bond. You niggas ain't bout shit.
See,
Do rap beef for rappers that's ass cheeks. You got your ass beef for talking shit last week.
like, bro, I swear to God, like, Vic is just fucking raw, bro. I fuck with him heavy, man. Yeah,
I'm outside with the rusty shovel. Rap niggas couldn't touch me ever. I'm in the Dodge heavy duty power wagon.
the panning.
The panning. If you're listening to this with headphones, maybe you can hear it. Like it's like really jumping from one ear to the other.
All of them to think I realize I'ma be fly for as long as I live. I ain't wanna get paid when I picked up a pad.
This could be an see. I feel kind of crazy.
Twice now.
I've been trying to think of like my albums of the year, and it feels like there's so much dope music out this year. It's going to be very difficult for me to kind of figure out like what is my criteria for you know, because there's so many good albums this year.
Yes.
And 10, bro, I could do 10 from each region of the United States. You know what I mean? Like,
And now we got one
West
from
Coast.
Singapore as well.
Yeah,
Like,
what is this shit? Like, yo, like, man, another masterpiece. If you are a fan of Vic Spencer, you definitely would love this. Probably one of your favorites. Who would you recommend this? I recommend this to everybody that likes fucking rap music. Sean Price fans. I recommend this to people that read Mark Waid's Daredevil run. I recommend this to yeah.
I recommend this to people who are into the Chris Crack joints we've reviewed.
Okay. I don't know if they had like a falling out or whatever, because they had that Chris Spencer joint that came out hella years ago.
Yeah.
It was hard and
Being
dope,
woke
and they're
ain't
both
fun.
kind of. I both compare them to that street level really dopeness shit, but they haven't collaborated in a long time.
I mean,
I don't think.
we don't need to speculate on
Yeah,
that.
that's
but,
true. True
um,
that. I wish they would.
all those people are dope. Like,
Yeah, I
so
wish they
many
would. Super dope.
Street level superheroes in hip hop right now.
As long as I say it right. I used to be at Chick's crib staying the night. I used to be at the big house until I
Yeah, Prozac in the Dugout. Let me put that on my list too, because I forgot how fucking much I love those first two movements, man. Shit is great. Secret House Against.
Shouts out to our Patreons. Shouts out to people leaving comments, you know, engaging with what we're putting out. Shouts out to our Discord server. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube shit. You know how it is. Click the bell. I don't even know what the bell does. Does anyone know what the bell does?
I think you get an email notification if a video drops.
Ooh, an email.
I've
Yeah.
never clicked the bell on anything
But you should do it
YouTube
for
in my
us.
life, but
Should-
you might
yeah.
want to do it for us. I mean, we don't give any prizes for being first, but if we see you first, I'm like, hey, that person's first. Yeah. Henri Osborne album review coming up next.
Hey.